So the third thing I did to our Teresa or Model Y Juniper was this. Instead of paying $6,000 to $7,000 to have my car professionally PPF'd, I saved 4 to 5 grand doing it myself, and this is my first time touching PPF. So in today's video, we're going to talk about which company I went with and why, how hard it was to PPF Teresa, why I chose PPF over vinyl, and talk about if you should have it professionally done or do it yourself. Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name's Brian, and the first thing I did to our Teresa was I put 3W liner floor mats, cargo mat, protect all the sills, and got complete blackout window covers to use while camping. Next, I got parts from Amazon to cover the rest of the carpet, so now my interior is fully protected. And it was time to protect the exterior because if you're unaware, Tesla is known to have thin, soft paint finish. So to keep the car looking new for a long time, PPF is a must. Plus, I don't know if the camera is going to capture all the swirl marks, but there are swirl marks all over the car already on the day that I picked up the car. Not to mention tiny little small rock chips already from just driving 20 miles back home. So yeah, PPF is a must. And the first company that popped up my search was DIY Wrap Club, formerly known as Test Bros, and a few others, but I went with DIY Wrap Club because their pricing was very competitive. He has a lot of tutorial videos both on YouTube and on his website on how to apply PPF, and was very thorough explaining all the steps. Actually, he made it look too easy, which we will talk about later in the video. And they were one of the only few companies that offered pre-cut color PPF. And if you're just joining the channel, Teresa's original color was stealth gray, which, I didn't mind, but I also didn't care for because I originally wanted a diamond black color. But it was an additional $1,500 option, and I knew I was going to PPF the car anyways. Also, I knew that there are color PPF available, so the exterior color didn't really matter too much. Plus, I always wanted a satin black car, so I got a free paint with free white interior since I ordered the car that was in stock. And I could use that $1,500 towards the color PPF. Otherwise, I would have spent $1,500 on the color that I wanted and spent more money on PPF. So at the end of the day, it worked out for me. So I ordered the kit from DIY Wrap Club, and about 5 weeks later, the package showed up on my front door steps. And upon opening the package, I was very surprised of just how much stuff they included. I got the whole wrap kit, which included the gloves, fabric felt for a squeegee, hex bolt screwdriver, magnet to hold the vinyl, edge squeegee, edge trimming squeegee, black squeegee, and a heat gun. And in the next box, pro eraser wheel to remove residue left behind after removing the emblems, 1/4-inch ratchet, torch lighter, Craftsman's 1/4-inch nut driver, emblem removal string, and all these things including ratchet extension. We also have syringe and 3M tape primer and all the sockets and star bits set for the Tesla. Last box had microfiber towel, gloves, 2 bottles, wash mint, 70% isopropyl alcohol, bunch of slip solution, another torch lighter, car wash shampoo and prepper, assortment of PPF squeegee, and a clay bar. And finally, all the pre-cut PPF. And it was individually wrapped and all labeled, which is super convenient. And with all the included accessories, I feel like I could open up my own wrap shop. Now, the most important part of doing PPF or wrapping is prepping the car. So we need to thoroughly wash the car. And since my car is new, I'm going to skip the degreasing part and jump to washing. I'm going to use the shampoo that was included in the package with the foam canyon. So let's see how well it sets up. And you know what? It actually works really well with my foam canyon. There's plenty of suds to remove larger debris that's on the car. And after letting it sit for a while, wash the whole car with the mitten. And after drying it, I brought the car into the garage and clayed the whole car down to ensure that there are no debris left on the surface. You could use the included clay bar, but I'm using Garriott's Garage synthetic clay pad. And while claying, make sure to feel the surface with your other hand to make sure there are no debris that's still left on the surface. And as you can see, there are tiny little rock chips on the hood already. And also I noticed a large chunk missing on the light bar, and this front bumper is going to take a lot of beating. And I could tell there are small little rock chips on there already, so PPF is a must. Next, I needed to remove the fender flares and the fender camera, which was pretty easy to do. And if you're unsure how to do it, well, Jin, the owner of DIY Wrap Club, he's a professional and has training videos showing you panel by panel on how to PPF your car and prepping it, and does a fantastic job showing you how. And in my opinion, the entire customer experience with these DIY kits depends on the training videos. You want people to be comfortable PPFing their car. Because if you want people to DIY their PPF, well, you got to show them how to do it. So it's a good idea to watch all of his videos multiple times so you're comfortable doing it yourself. But what he doesn't mention was you have to remove the rock guard PPF on the rear door if your car has them already. And I was thinking about applying the PPF on top so it's extra protection, but after speaking to my close buddy who owns a PPF shop in California, recommended to remove it. But he also warned me to take my time and heat it up while removing it because he had incidents where the paint came off while removing the rock guard PPF because Tesla paints are so thin and soft. So I applied heat and slowly pulled the PPF towards me so that it comes off clean without leaving any glue or residue, or potentially taking off the paint. The kit also came with a tester so you could get an idea how PPF works with your mixture of slip solution and tack solution. After getting comfortable, I moved straight onto the hood, which I think it's the easiest part of the whole car. And again, watch his tutorial videos before doing it, or better yet, I had his video on while I was applying it, so I felt like I had a professional trainer right next to me. After tackling the hood and the fenders, I got brave and did the front bumper. And honestly, it was the hardest part of the car and I almost gave up. As you can see, I ended up with giant fingers and my seams were not lined up perfectly. So I called it a night to rethink if I should continue or just leave it to the professionals. Well, the next day, with a fresh mind, I decided to continue and at least try to work on that large finger. And little by little, I was able to get rid of the finger, which gave me the confidence to move forward. But when I was applying PPF on the door, I had to remove the outer window trim. And this is really easy. Just pull up from the end and kind of pry it out and it comes right off. And I had to remove it because the PPF came up to about here. And if you look over here, there's no gap. So, I had to remove the trim. Another thing is I also had to remove the side mirrors because the PPF went far behind the side mirrors. Again, nothing too difficult, but wasn't addressed on his videos. And he didn't remove any of them while applying PPF. I mean, on his videos, he was very thorough and goes over all the details on how to apply the PPF. However, he was using clear PPF, so maybe the cut was different. I don't know. It would have been nice to mention those little details. Another thing is when he goes to the edge, he says, line it up to here. And if you're comfortable with the alignment, tack it. So he says it, but doesn't really show close up on the alignment. And again, he was using clear PPF, so you don't need to cover all the edges as much. But on color PPF, you want to go over the edge so you don't see the paint. So, just be aware of that if you're using color PPF to PPF your car. Another thing I had to remove was the rear spoiler section to tuck the PPF, both the spoiler PPF and the PPF from the pillar, because there's no space at all to tuck anything in here. So by the end of the second day, I was on a roll and felt like a professional. Just kidding. I still had Jin's video right next to me while I was applying the PPF, as you can see here. But it was definitely getting easier. But I did have one defect cut. The door handle wasn't cut out, which wasn't no big deal. Just follow the grooves and cut it out yourself. And you know what? I found this to be easier to apply the PPF as I didn't have to line up the door handles along with everything else. It was just one less thing to pay attention to. After that, I went back to all the door edges and wrapped them up. And the last piece of the puzzle was the side mirror, which ended up being very difficult. It came in two pieces, and seaming them perfectly together seemed physically impossible, and to wrap around the edges, which I'll show it to you in a little later. An easy solution for the side mirrors. And once it was done, I'm applying a Garrett's Garage 3-in-1 ceramic coat spray, which works wonders with the PPF. And here's the finished product. Honestly, from far, it looks immaculate. And I'm so proud of myself for doing this. It was a long, full 3 days of labor, but it was well worth it. And I don't know if this applies to PPF, but in the tint world, there's a saying, if you can't see a minor blemish from 6 feet away, it's a great job. And I can't see any, so I guess I did a great job. But if you look it up closely, there's defect spots. Like the rear bumper pre-cut wasn't as accurate, so you see a bit of the factory paint. Luckily, I had the gray color, so it's not super noticeable, but I could only imagine how much more noticeable it would be if doing this on a contrary color. And here's the rear spoiler seam, and this one is on me, but I'm planning to put a lip spoiler, so I didn't pay too much attention here. And the front bumper is a bit of a mess. I don't know if it was the error on the pre-cut or me. I'm sure it was me, but I would assume it would be less noticeable if the seams were on the line of the bumper. But the lower section lined up perfectly to the bumper, so the only way to seam it together was below that line. But again, if you back up a little, it's not too noticeable. And this was the only trapped dirt that I saw, so make sure to have a clean, dust-free space when applying PPF. But if you see any trapped air bubbles, use the included syringe to poke a tiny hole to release the air. And it works like magic. And finally, the awful job of the side mirrors. Now, Jin made it look super easy, but this was definitely a hard part of the PPF, especially because you have to seam two pieces together while stretching the PPF. And since it looks so horrible, I ended up getting this matte black mirror cover on Amazon and it matched my PPF, so it all worked out. And lastly, after seeing the damage on the light bar, I decided to order smoke PPF for both front and rear tail light from DIY Wrap Club. The front one was obvious, but I also got the rear because the plastic housing shows sore marks and fine scratches very easily. Now, installing the front was easy, just line it up and apply the PPF. But the rear came in multiple pieces and you have to seam them. And the front, instead of being dark smoke color, like I would have imagined it would be, but the light bar now has this bluish hue to it. So I don't know if I like this, but you know, it's still better than without it. So if you're going to do this, I would recommend getting the clear PPF for them. But it's a very light shade of tint. The light output's still the same and it has no issues while using FSD. So I'm pretty satisfied with the outcome and I'm very glad I did it because not too long after I PPF'd the car, there was a semi-truck on the freeway kicking up small rocks and hitting my car, which the PPF protected the front bumper very well. But there was a larger one that actually hit the hood pretty hard and took a little tiny chunk of the PPF. Also, that same rock hit my windshield and made a mark. It was a loud, sharp noise, so I knew it did some damage. But if it wasn't for the PPF, my front bumper would have a lot more rock chips today. And this is the reason why I chose PPF over vinyl because of the protection it offers. This PPF is 8mm thick and I've seen up to 10mm, but vinyl is much thinner than that, so it doesn't actually offer any protection. And on top of that, PPF has self-healing properties, so light scratches will disappear if you leave it out in the sun or apply heat to it. So maintaining a clean car just got a whole lot easier. So for about the same price, it offers much more protection, and now that we have option of color PPF, it's no brainer to choose PPF over vinyl. So would I recommend doing it yourself or getting it done professionally? And honestly, this comes down to your level of skill set and how thick your pocket is. I consider myself pretty handy with my hands, and I also worked at tint shop when I was younger for a little bit and wrapped few interior parts on my car before. So, you know, I wouldn't say I was confident enough, but this was definitely something that I've been wanting to try for a long time. So for me, even if I mess up and had to take it to the professionals to get it PPF'd, it was worth the try. So if you're okay with that and possibly seeing a little bit of the original paint here and there, it's worth a try. Because at the end of the day, you could proudly say, I PPF my car while saving a bunch of money. But if you have thick pocket, obviously, you know, taking it to a professional is the way to do it. And if you have any questions, DIY Wrap Club will answer your questions promptly and guide you with your issues you encounter along the way. And I'll leave links in the video description, so make sure to check it out. And watch all of Jin's video to see if this is something you're willing to try. And I hope this video will help you guys out too. And if it is, please make sure to hit that like button and subscribe, because next I'm going to install a rear spoiler, front lip spoiler, and tint on Teresa, and so much more. So turn on the bell notification too, so you won't miss when my next video is uploaded. And if you want to see my recommended Amazon parts, you could click the video link right here. So thank you all for tuning in today. Until next time, keep chasing adventures, and I'll see you all on my next video.